Hi everyone, welcome to NCPL. This is Rambabu Vasupilli, the CEO of NCPL Group of Companies. Today I came before you with an interesting topic. Let's say a candidate gets an opportunity from the recruiter to select the interview slots. So what slots we should select? That is one of the dilemma that candidates go through. There is some science and there is some tips that you can follow. I would like to give those tips in this video. Now let's say there are two ways possible. In one way is sometimes if there is an interview scheduled in Canada especially, recruiters will contact you first to check your availability. They also check the manager's availability and then they contact you to see if you are available during the manager's availability. So let's say they will give something like are you available Friday from 10 to 11 and then evening from 2 to 5, or are you available on Wednesday from so and so time to so and so time. These are like 2 to 3 time slots they give to pick up from. Now the question is, what time slot you should pick up. Can we select a random time slot, or is there any reason for selecting a particular time slot? So that is the topic in this video. Now, when a recruiter gives time slots to the candidates for an interview, generally they might give early in the morning between 8 and 10. They might give late in the morning from 10 to 12. They might give in the afternoon from 1 to 4. Like these are the three time slots that any recruiter can give. When you have the choice, then always prefer afternoon time slots. Okay, why afternoon time slots and why not morning time slots? In the morning, let's say you pick up a time slot from 8 to 10. So mornings are generally busy times for all IT professionals, especially for managers. It is much more busy. They come and they keep checking their emails. They attend the daily scrum call. Some people have important meetings in the morning. Like generally in an IT company, mornings are very busy. In that morning time, if there is an interview happening, the busyness of the hiring manager gets reflected in the interview and the mood of the interview. That is point number one. Point number two is, in that busy mode, he might ask some difficult questions, or he might want to get rid of this interview slot and go back to his work. In that very busy mode, he might not show entire concentration on the interview. I mean, his mind will not be in a state to examine the interviewee or to make sure whether he is a good fit for the role. He just finishes the interview for the sake of finishing it. He is least bothered about whether they are hiring the right candidate or wrong candidate. He will end up asking some difficult questions. He won't really try to bring the candidate into the company, because he just wanted to finish that 1 hour time slot so he can continue working on his work. So morning times are very not much productive in terms of getting the outcome of a positive outcome of the interview. Another reason is, when managers come to office in the morning, we don't know whether he's coming with a good mood or a bad mood. He might be very stuck up in the traffic. He might have a bad day with his wife, or he might have some personal issue early in the morning, or he might have, on the way to office, he might have a traffic ticket which is quite pissed about. All that, pre morning or early morning problems, they get reflected in the mood of the hiring manager. And with that bad mood, you know when he conducts the interview, you know how the outcome will be. When a person is in bad mood, that is not the right time to talk to that person, because that bad mood reflects on the conversation that he makes. So that's why, if there is an opportunity, always avoid morning slots. When I say morning slots, 8 to 12, avoid it. Now my suggestion would be, as I mentioned earlier, pick up afternoon slots. Why afternoon slots are relatively better than morning slots? Afternoon, people have lunch. Number one, when people have lunch, they are always happy, right? When they have a stomach full of lunch, their dopamine levels increase, they are in a very happy mood, and they talk very nicely. That is number one. Number two, afternoons are relatively less busier um, uh, uh, time periods, because in the afternoons not many meetings will be there. It's a time where managers keep working on their pending stuff. It's a time where managers keep thinking about what they have to do with the teams and everything. So it's a very, from the mindset wise, it's a very constructive period. So in that mindset, if they conduct an interview, they really want to interview the candidate to bring the candidate onto their team. So compared to the morning, afternoon slots give better results than the morning slots. So that is why if there is a choice, then always prefer afternoon slots. Even if you are not available in the afternoon, try to accommodate yourself in the afternoon. That way it is easy to get a positive outcome. What if we don't have any option? Like sometimes, recruiters call you and say, hey, manager is available only this time, are you available? So and when there is a no choice, then obviously you can't say you want only afternoon sessions. Rather, you can say that, is there any time slot available? If he says no other time slot available, is there any day possible with a different time slot? If he says that is not possible, then that is, you have to agree to that time slot. Don't try to, negate. Don't try to say you're not available just because you wanted to do interview in the afternoon. When there is a choice only, this strategy will work out. If there is no choice, at least attend the interview. Forget about the outcome, you will get some interview experience. I also wanted to give one more advice on this, choosing the time slots. Sometimes, what happens is recruiters give time slots each day. They give it for a week, this week or next week. Okay, what the mistake which many candidates does is they always try to choose the time slot which is very far away. They think that they will have an ample time to prepare for the interview. For example, if a recruiter calls on Wednesday asking if you are available either this week or next week, some Friday or Thursday, then candidates, in the process of thinking that they will get ample amount of time to prepare for the interview, they always select next week, Thursday or Friday. This is the biggest blunder. Don't do that. The reason is, if you select a date very far from the current date, what happens is people who get interviewed before your interview, who knows if he is far better, if he is able to impress the hiring manager will definitely take the decision then and there, right? He won't wait till all the interviews are conducted to give a decision. If they like a candidate, they will give the offer and they'll cancel the rest of the interviews, or they conduct the interviews for the rest of the candidates just for the sake of conducting the interviews. That's why it is not a good idea to postpone. Whenever you are searching for a job, it means that you are well prepared. If you apply today, if tomorrow there is an interview, you should be in a position to attend that interview. Don't think that if you postpone it, it will give you enough time to prepare. What can you prepare, right? You don't know what he will ask. You don't know what JD is going to reflect like. You can't really predict what the curriculum for the interview is. So it's not worth. Always choose nearest slots. Don't choose farthest slots. It is a big blunder. The more faster you get interviewed, the more faster the hiring managers can take a decision, and the more faster you get the offer letter. On contrary, if you delay your interview date and time, then it is going to jeopardize your overall interview process. This is what I observed in many candidates. I have mentored about 750 people. Always candidates tend to, you know, pick up a date very far away, but it is always better to pick up a date which is quite nearby. I hope this video is very helpful. Feel free to like, share, and also follow our channel. If you still have any queries, there is a calendar link in my in this video description. Set up an appointment and we can have a one-on-one discussion. Thank you so much.